When we're making videos with any sort of top list, they're usually about different vehicles of War Thunder. This is not one of those videos. Today we'll be speaking about ammunition, or more precisely, about tank shells with the biggest penetration rates, the most destructive power, or the craziest velocities. In other words, the most outstanding rounds of War Thunder. Here they are, the 7 best rounds in the game across all nations and eras. Number 7. The OFL 120 G1 APF SDS, unique to the French AMX 40 medium tank. It's a round with the biggest penetration rate at the 6th rank. It punches through 488 millimeters of armor at point-blank range. That's more than enough to take care of any opponents at this level. Even top-tier MBTs. You'll have to shoot at their weak spots, though. Number 6 is another APF SDS round, but this time an Italian one. It's called the CL3143, and it's used by the C1 Ariete. Right now, it's the highest penetration round among all the APF SDS rounds in the game. It pierces 625mm up close and more than 570mm at 2 kilometers range. With that kind of a penetration rate, you don't really have to search for weak spots or worry about the type of vehicle you're facing. This round also weighs more than 4 kilos, meaning that you can expect lots of fragmentation damage. Number 5 is yet another French shell. Say hi to the 100mm Obus de Rupture APC-BC, used with the SA-47 cannon. Penetration-wise, it's one of the undisputed leaders of its class. But that's not all. Cannons that fire this round, found on the Lorraine 40T or the AMX 50, are also equipped with a drum autoloader, meaning that these rounds can be fired off in very quick succession. Oh yeah. Number 4 is the Soviet flat-nose 152mm BR-540B APHE-BC. You can get it fairly early on the Su-152, but it reveals its full power on the Object 268. A penetration rate of 228mm and more than a kilogram of explosive filler. It's more than enough to break both the enemy armor and wreck the vehicle's insides. Hell, it's sometimes enough to destroy an enemy vehicle with a single shot. Just take into account that shells that big take a lot of time to reload. Number 3 is also pretty big. Take a look at the massive HE shell used with the 150mm heavy gun of the Sturmpanzer II. Each of those has almost 9 kilograms of explosive filler. With a shell like that, you can easily blow anyone to smithereens, even top-ranked tanks. The difficult part is actually landing a shot. These shells travel at very low speeds of 240 meters per second. Number 2. That's the American M62 APC-BC shell that you first get with the M10 tank destroyer. What sets it apart is its high penetration rate, for its rank, of course, its capability of annihilating the enemy vehicle from the inside with lots of post-penetration damage and high velocity. It's an excellent, extremely versatile shell that is almost as good as the round that is at the top of our list. Finally, number 1, the Soviet BR-365A APHE-BC shell. It's also very versatile, and it's flat-headed, which means that it is substantially more effective against angled and sloped armor, which in almost any kind of a combat scenario is considerably more important than just having good penetration. That is the feature that makes it number 1. It's an all-purpose shell, useful in a fight against any type of enemy. But before we finish, here are some great rounds that weren't a part of the main competition. After all, premium and event vehicles also boast some really mean shells. The 155mm APC-BC round of the American T-30 heavy tank is brutally powerful. Count yourself lucky if you survive getting hit with this thing. The Heat round used on the Soviet Object 120 has almost 6 kilos of explosive filler. With a round like that, you get both a high-velocity superplastic jet and a great high-explosive effect. Finally, the 130mm cannon of the IS-7 heavy tank fires APC-BC rounds that have the highest penetration rate among all AP rounds with explosive filler. Well, that's it for today. Are there any other shells that you're particularly fond of? Tell us in the comments below, and see you in battle.